What's up, gang? Welcome to another episode of The Grind. Get ready. It's a new day. We're going to talk about compounding interest, okay? So a lot of people understand, maybe you don't understand, and I need you to try to take this little crash course and get educated even more on it. But when you start to invest a little bit of money, day after day or week after week or over time, that money will start to grow and work for you and compound. All of a sudden, $2 will turn into $10. All of a sudden, 200,000 turns into $1 million because over time, interest compounds. Another thing that compounds is consistency. In the beginning of investing into consistency, you won't always see the return next week. You won't always see the return next month. But when you rewind the tape, you'll be able to see how the interest of consistency started to compound. What's cool about compounding interest when you talk about money is you'll start seeing once you get to some big numbers, you could go from 1 million to 2 million over 7 years with literally not that much work at all just from compounding interest. But to earn that first million may have taken everything that you got. That's the same thing with consistency. If you're consistent over time, down the road, it won't be as hard to flip that consistency into a lot of success. But the key, what can you be consistent with during the process before that moment comes? Things such as being on time, working hard, showing respect, staying humble, showing humility, being coachable, just to name a few in the process. It's not what we do once in a while that shapes our lives. It's what we do consistently over time that's going to make up your life. Tony Robbins said. Everybody should know Tony Robbins. Keep showing up. Have you ever seen someone over time that they just keep showing up and they got it? Maybe they weren't the best athlete. Maybe they weren't the best employee. Maybe they weren't the best student. But over time, because they kept showing up and were consistent, all of a sudden they got good. They got great. I've seen this a ton in my chosen hobby and sport that I've probably taken a little bit too far in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu over the last decade since I've been training. I've had the pleasure and privilege to train with some folks that if you look at them on the outside and where they started with not a lot of talent, not a lot of size, wasn't the best athlete, but you looked at them showing up consistently over a 10-year period, it's mind-blowing and awesome to watch the accomplishment on what has compounded in them being consistent over time. The test of greatness and the hallmark of excellence is consistency. Many teams can win one time, one game. A lot of people can have one game, one good month. Show up for a month with a good attitude. But the key is in the process, you're going to need consistency if you want to be great. When you get there, you're going to need consistency in order to stay great. Success isn't always about greatness. It's about consistency. Consistent hard work leads to success. The greatness, that'll come. That was by everybody likes my man Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. The greatness will come, baby. See, someone that you watch that does good and then they fall off, typically, those are people that stop focusing on consistency during the process. People stop focusing on working on themselves and their craft. The things that got them there. They didn't get successful on accident. They got there and they stopped focusing on what got them there. They lost consistency and all of a sudden they lost greatness. You got to remember, just like numbers. In the beginning, it may not compound as fast as you want. 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. Small numbers. 8 times 2 is only 16. But look at what happens once you get up there. 100 times 2 is 200. 200 times 2 is 400. 400 times 2 is 800. It may be 1,000. 400 to 800. 800 to 1.6 million just in 2 flips. Your effort will compound over time just like money does. I want to encourage you to keep investing into yourself. Keep consistently investing into the process. Day by day, hour by hour, week by week, and good things are going to happen. Thanks for joining us on another episode of The Grind. Get ready, it's a new day.